Good evening to all my wonderful viewers out there, and welcome back to another Streetwear Talk video, the series where I talk about the latest streetwear releases, I talk about the latest streetwear news, and of course, in the series, I just discuss anything to do with streetwear or fashion. Now, in today's video, I'm going to be covering an upcoming collaborative release between Supreme New York and Jane's Addiction, as they are collaborating for week 11 of Supreme's Fall-Winter 2024 collection. That's right, guys, you heard me right. We are getting a collaborative week for week 11 of Supreme's Fall-Winter 2024 collection. And it's with American, I guess, rock band, probably the best way to put it, from the West Coast, Jane's Addiction. Now, I actually haven't listened to any Jane's Addiction at all, any of their music, or at least consciously listen to any of their music. All I know is that some of the members in the band went on to, do Red Hot Chili Peppers and various other bands and projects and things like that. But I haven't actually listened to any of their music, and I won't understand any of the references to any of their albums that they will most likely pull in some kind of graphic inspired way in this collaboration today. So I'm really just taking it from a aspect of, does it look cool on some clothing pieces for this collection? But I'm sure there's people that actually really enjoy Jane's Addiction that'll probably enjoy this collaboration a lot more. In today's video, we'll cover everything to do with it. We'll cover the release details, the editorial, the individual pieces, and my thoughts and opinions on the collaboration. That's really about it. We'll head on over to the HYPEBEAST article that we're going to be using today to cover all that, to start covering the release details for this week 11 collab. So here we are at the HYPEBEAST article that we're going to be using today, guys. It'll be linked down in that description section below if you want to have a read of the article and get caught up to date on what this collaboration's all about. But this collaboration will be releasing on the 31st of October, Thursday, Halloween, and then it'll be releasing 2 days later on the Saturday, November 2nd, for Asia, in-store and online. If you guys have any further questions on when and where it's releasing, drop them in the comment section below and I'll try and help you out the best that I can. But now that we've covered the release details for the collaboration, we need to get into the editorial, see how some of these pieces look on body, and then have a look at the individual pieces. Alright, so to start it off with, we have, I think it's a knit featuring, I assume it's one of the graphics from the album artwork, featuring what looks to be Jane's Addiction across the top there. The artwork, I think, is actually well placed into it, where it looks like it's burnt in or faded into the piece, and the overall materials of the knit sweater actually look quite nice. So I don't mind this knit sweater to start it off with. Oh, okay, so there we go. It's not actually a knit sweater per se. I would say it's more of a knit cardigan. I'm not against this. I think the knit cardigan has some nice colors to it. The graphic on the back's kind of crazy, but I'm here for it. I'm assuming this graphic shirt is also a part of it as well, but I could be wrong on that call. We've got... actually very hard to tell what we've got. I don't know what we've got here. There's something here that's in the collaboration. Okay, it's the jacket with a graphic on the back of it, a patch actually. It is stitched on the back, as we can see there. It's intense. The graphic feels a bit off, kind of just placed here. Reminds me of the North Face collaboration that happened recently. It's just these random graphics kind of just thrown onto the back of the piece feel very strange and don't feel like they should be on this piece. Just my thoughts on that. Looks like the jacket has a hood as well. It's nothing too crazy. It doesn't add anything to the piece having the hood or not having the hood. It looks like it's a shirt with the same graphic we saw on the back of the jacket. Look, in all honesty, the shirt's probably going to look better and the graphic's going to look less jarring on the t-shirt. We'll see when we get to the individual pieces if it is a part of it. We have a button-up shirt. I like the way that they've approached this graphic here because they could have just thrown it on the back to be honest. But it doesn't look completely awful off to the side here. I would wear it as more of an overshirt, but I don't think that's horrible. Like, it's fine. If I found it at a reasonable price, I wouldn't instantly say no. That's got to count for something, right? Graphic hoodie, featuring another graphic on the front of it. Yeah, that looks fine. Graphic works well with the color. The like very mustardy. It's barely mustardy as well. Like, it's definitely got some green to it. Hoodie here looks fine. We've got a nice graphic shirt. Yeah, I like the way that the graphics are put on the front here. I hope they are on the back as well, and they look quite nice as well. But overall, yeah, it's a nice graphic t-shirt. I like the placement of the graphics. We've got just a very simple, what looks to be photo t-shirt, Jane's Addiction, Being Caught Stealing, and Supreme on the back. Cool photo t-shirt for sure. We then got another shot of that graphic shirt that we saw before. I think the graphic looks way better on the shirt than it does on the jacket. I think that jacket is just the worst way to do this collaboration. But anyway. And the last but not least image, we have Jane's Addiction, Ritual, De La Habital, I think it is. Supreme on the bottom there. Yeah, it must be a reference to one of the albums and whatnot of Jane's Addiction. And that's probably the album artwork, if I was to place any calls on that. But yeah, it's a nice graphic shirt. Can't complain about that. Wish it didn't have the huge writing on the back of it and we just had the graphic on the front, but that's okay. That is all of the editorial photos though, guys. So let's go check out the individual product photos and see how this collaboration is shaping up. So here we are at the first product photo, which is going to be that jacket that we saw before. Quite utilitarian. We've got some pockets on the bottom half of it, one on the shoulder. There's nothing that screams this collaboration on the front of it, but then on the back of it, we get that massive patch, but it just feels off. I don't understand why we're doing this with these recent collaborations, Supreme. Just throwing these big references to one half of the collaboration on the back of these jackets. It's not doing it for me. It does have a hood. I don't know if that changes anything for you guys. It doesn't change anything for me. Here it is in green. I think it looks maybe slightly better in green. And that's it. I just don't think that jacket is where it's at for this collaboration. But here is the cardigan that we saw right at the start. It looks a lot better in the product photos as well. Like, the graphic doesn't, contrast as much as it did when we saw it on the in the editorial. I do still like it. I think the knit cardigan is the best piece here, but there's something strange about the look of the cardigan because I don't think that fabric is real. I think it's that French technique, which I've forgotten the name of, where it's printed to look 3D, but I don't think it's actually 3D. Just my thoughts on that. It doesn't look real because I don't see any like 3D texture to it. I think it's fake. I think it's fake. Oh, it comes in a black? The cardigan, I think, is the best piece. We got that work shirt, that overshirt that I talked about with the graphic off to the side. Yeah, it's okay. The work shirt is okay. The hoodie, I think the hoodie's fine. Gonna kick tomorrow. Cool. Yeah, the hoodies are not too bad. I don't mind the hoodies. We've got the graphic shirt that we saw before. This was cool. I like the other colors it comes in as well. Even the pink and red is still quite nice. I think you lose all the very nice detailing on the graphics when you make it black and white like this. I definitely think the previous two colors are better. Here's a photo tee. Oh, that's the back of it. Okay, so we saw the front of this before, but then here's the back of the shirt here. I would have liked them as two separate shirts, I think, for me. They come in a lot of different colors, which is great. Again, I still wish they were two separate tees. There it is on the back. Here's the graphic that we saw on the jacket on the front. It has a big wall of text on the back of it. Comes in a variety of different colors. I think the graphic on the shirt looks way better and way more natural than the jacket. That's my thoughts, but please let me know if you disagree. I think it just works so much better here. And there's the back of it. Well, that is the entire collaboration, guys. How do I feel about it? Look, I can only feel, I guess, a certain way without knowing the second half of the collaboration too well. I would say that from just a streetwear perspective, from my interests, I would say there's some pieces here that are cool. Nothing that's nothing that's blowing me away. Nothing that's super crazy. I would say the knit cardigan is the best piece. If it's fake and it's not actually really textured, I would still be a fan of it. I think the work shirt is cool. I think the graphic shirts are where it also really shines, and the hoodie isn't too bad. But I do think that jacket at the start, that's so skippable. It's just not memorable at all. And it's only when you look at the back and you're like, oh, that's what this collaboration is. So because it gets to that point, you have to wait to that point to see that. I think they missed the mark on this here. They should have chose a different jacket. But yeah, all in all, I'm not super mad at it. I'm not completely against it. I could get around some of these pieces. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. Are you a fan of this week 11 collaboration, or is it a complete miss for you? Let me know down in that comment section below. And that's the whole collection, guys. It is releasing on October 31st, Halloween, Doomsday, depending on which you celebrate or remember it for. And then 2 days later, it's releasing on November 2nd. It is releasing on that time for Asia. We covered the editorial, the individual pieces, my thoughts on the pieces, and the collab as a whole. And I think it's fine. I mean, maybe if I was a fan of the music, I'd be more inspired to pick it up. But if anything, now that Supreme has collaborated with them, I'm more inclined to go listen to their music and see what they're all about. And I kind of take that as a win, you know? If they introduce me to new things, it's not necessarily a bad thing. But I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Are you picking any of this collaboration up? Are you leaving it? Is it a hit for you? Is it a miss for you? Let me know your thoughts on this collaboration and what you're picking up down in that comment section below. And of course, if you guys want me to keep covering upcoming collaborations with Supreme, you've got to give me the 3 indicators I always ask you for, which is a like on this video, a comment in that comment section down below, and if you haven't already, the best indicator that you can give me is to subscribe to the channel. As mentioned in previous uploads, we're trying to hit the subscriber milestone of 3,895 subscribers before the end of October. Hopefully with your guys' continuous support, we'll be able to reach that milestone before the end of the month. But that is everything I have to say about the collaboration, guys. Stay tuned for the drop list video covering week 11, and I wish you well if you're going for any of the pieces. I hope you manage to pick up any of them that you're after. But until the next Streetwear Talk video, until the next drop list video, until the next Supreme video in general, I'll catch you later.